If you record it, that doesn't mean they're going to listen. And I know that I was certainly caught up with this idea when I first released my podcast. I put my heart, my soul, and thought I'd come up with an absolutely fantastic idea for a show. But that didn't necessarily mean that floods of people were just going to suddenly find my podcast. It might have been true back in the day when podcasting was very, very new and had a limited amount of shows for people to enjoy. But now podcasting is becoming more popular. It's something we really need to consider on how we promote a podcast to get those listeners aware of what it is that you're doing and to show them the great value that you can offer through your show. But before we get to that, if we're meeting for the first time, then hi, my name's Liam. I've been working in e-learning for many years now, and I love creating online learning assets such as the video that you're watching, podcasts, and also online learning courses. If you're interested in learning more a bit about that, then hit subscribe and I'll be pleased to provide you with more videos on these topics. But getting back to the topic in hand, you've put that hard work into creating your podcast and you're not necessarily getting the listenership that you deserve. And the first piece of advice I would offer you, based on my experience, is that although people might seem supportive on social media, if you're posting about your show and people are giving you likes, comments, and sure, I'm going to listen, that doesn't necessarily always translate into the fact of the matter with people coming across to your show. I've certainly found that people have dropped a comment to say, I'm going to listen, but for one reason or another, they've never got across to that show. And one of the reasons that happened for my show to begin with was because I wasn't necessarily enticing people enough to take their time to actually listen to what was said on each episode. And so my first piece of advice to you is when you're promoting your show, try and think of the hook. Give somebody a fantastic reason for listening. Provide people with that value, whether it be a quote, a funny story, or maybe a question that they would love to hear the answer to. Now, this can be in written format, which works fantastic for those people who prefer to read something, but also another powerful way of promoting your show is through audio teasers, sometimes referred to as audiograms. Now, this is an example of one of those, and as you can see, it can be easy as just having your podcast logo on the background and then having the WAV file showing that there's some audio playing. Now, one way to enhance these is by adding the transcript at the bottom, so typing the text out to inform people what's being said without them actually pressing on listen, because there's been a load of research based on whether people actually listen to videos on social media as they're scrolling through, because one reason or another they're commuting or they're just not able to listen at the time. So rather than people thinking, that looks interesting, but I haven't got the chance to listen at the moment, adding a transcript will allow you to provide those people the opportunity to read what's going on rather than hear what's going on. Now, these basic audio teasers are fantastic, but what happens if we do a little bit of extra work and we turn that audio teaser into more of an animated video? So really making your show look professional and having the quote or the information that you're trying to provide pop and stop that person from scrolling past what it is that you're sharing. Now, if you're interested in learning how to do this kind of thing, firstly, I use a platform called Buzzsprout, which allows you to create these audiograms. And if you're interested in that platform, I have got a link in the comments, which would provide you with a $25 Amazon voucher, but also give me some reward because it is an affiliate link. But hopefully, if you like the look of that media host, which is fantastic, by the way, and you're going to be signing up anyway, hopefully you'd agree that, it would help me out, it'd help you out. But anyway, I digress. Buzzsprout enables you to create up to a 60-second audio file. And with another app that you're able to download to a phone or a tablet, that being KineMeister, you're able to do a little bit of video editing to just really enhance what it is that's being said. And I've covered that in another video, which I'll link up the cards here to teach you how to do that. Now, the KineMeister app is an app that's available on a free basis, but you do have the logo in the bottom right. Or I think it's about £20 or $20 a year, so not too expensive, I hope you'd agree. So how else can we encourage people to come and listen to your show? Now, if you're promoting your show with your regular audience, the people that you're connected with on social media, then you're likely to find that you can only get so far with convincing those people to come and listen to your show. And if you've done a good enough job, they're already going to be subscribed. But how do you build on that? Well, another great idea is by asking any guests that appear on your show to share the episode link with their audience. Again, in a standard social media post, perhaps they've got a graphic of the logo of your podcast. You could even create one of those audio teasers, which I'm sure your guests would be super happy about, whilst not forgetting that they could potentially use this on a blog or a website that they might have themselves. By simply providing them with some embed code, which is literally a piece of HTML that they have to copy and paste to put into their website, then your podcast recording can live in another place which is already getting traffic again from a different audience. And I found this to be a very successful way, with one particular episode I had outperforming any other in my catalogue purely because it's embedded into another website. So I hope this has given you a couple of ideas on how you can improve your reach for your podcast. If you'd like to learn more about the topic of podcasting, I've created a playlist which you can click on here. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more about me, then check it out here. A subscribe would also go a long way. Speak soon.